Greetings, beloved beings, fellow travelers on this planet, and guests from other realms. My name is Izobel Freeman, and I'm going to be doing a general reading for the collective for the week of October 1st through the 7th, 2017. I hope you've all had an amazing week. I certainly got more than I bargained for in last week's general reading. For those of you who don't know, I asked my guides to help me make last week's reading the best I'd ever done. And while I was editing the video, I found that they'd sent 3 little spirit orbs across the screen during my intro. They're really tiny, but definitely there. You can find the timestamps for them in the YouTube video description for last week's reading, so if you haven't seen it yet, definitely check it out. I'm so grateful for this little hello from Spirit, and I hope to see more in the future. Before I get started with this week's reading, as I've said in previous readings, I'm doing my best to give you all a basic astrological forecast in addition to reading cards, because we often get messages regarding the week's energetic climate, and the cards themselves also have so many astrological correspondences. I want you all to have context for these, so here we go. Today we have a harmonious trine relationship between Mars, the planet of personal power and ambition, and Pluto, the lord of the deep subconscious. When these two powerhouses play nice together, it's a fabulous day to take action on your goals, because it means your external and internal fires are working in tandem. Progress is possible on any front today, as long as it's motivated by true passion, which is born of love. Stay securely heart-centered, and you may find previously troublesome issues easier to solve today, while your motivation, energy, and magnetic charm are enhanced. Depending on where your personal planets are in your own astrology chart, many of you will just feel on today, so take advantage of this boost of fiery inspiration and go for what you truly want. Just be aware that your sudden charisma and influence may be overwhelming to some people. So again, staying heart-centered and focused not only on your desires, but on the highest good of all, will keep you from stepping on others on your way to the top. Tomorrow is relatively astrologically quiet, but on Tuesday the 3rd, Venus follows Mars and also trines Pluto. This is an intense and sexy transit between the Lady of Love, Luck, and Money, and the planet of the beguiling unknown. For those of you in relationships, Tuesday could usher in a time of renewed passion and deep connection, while those of you who are seeking partners may find new romance. Just keep in mind that the karmic nature of Pluto could give whatever relationship you dive into a kind of mysterious, obsessive quality that may be intense at the beginning and then taper off as time goes on. Again, stay heart-centered, dear ones. Appreciate what is good, but use your inner guidance to know if and when it may be time to look for something else. There are 2 types of obsession, healthy and unhealthy, and only your sincere and honest heart can tell the difference. Relationships won't be the only area affected by the mesmerizing power of Venus trine Pluto. Money, luck, and all things beautiful are also highlighted at this time. You may find that you're inspired to reinvent yourself in some new way, whether it's pursuing a new line of work that fulfills you, or updating your wardrobe, hair, or any other aspect of your look or lifestyle. Tuesday is a great day for doing anything that fascinates you, whether it's for profit or personal enjoyment. If it feels like love and joy, whatever you create will be in harmony with higher mind and with your infinite source. We'll all want to bask in this beautiful energy for as long as possible, so it's a good thing Wednesday also looks relatively quiet. One thing of note, however, is that there are a few minor aspects to psychic and illusory Neptune starting Wednesday, so be aware of your gut instincts and input from Spirit this week. There's going to be a heightened sense of the mysterious hanging around from Wednesday through Saturday, and this could translate into anxiety and restlessness for those of us who aren't securely grounded and heart-centered. So meditate often and don't forget to touch the planet, friends. She can help if you're feeling spiritually unsettled. On Thursday the 5th, it's the full moon in Aries, opposite Mercury and square Pluto. The moon in general rules your emotions, and Mercury is the planet of communication, the mind, and of technology. This is a very sensitive full moon, being in Aries the sign of personal wants and focus. Some of you may feel compelled to express your deepest feelings in a big way, which during this Mercury opposition could lead to misunderstandings or embarrassing social mishaps if combined with technology. Think way more than twice before you hit post or send, friends. This is not the full moon for oversharing on the internet. Some things can't be unsaid, and your gut instincts are going to be at war with your rational mind this Thursday. On top of that, I also mentioned that this full moon is forming an uncomfortable square relationship with our deep and intense friend Pluto. meaning your clouded communication instincts might be charged with an energy that's fear-based, compulsive, or just plain mean. This full moon is challenging. It's the culmination of that Virgo new moon where we all needed to go within and heal ourselves on all levels. This full moon is also the first to follow Pluto's recent turn direct, which means we're going to be asked to purge things that don't serve us and come out stronger as a result. Any conflicts with loved ones brought on by that Mercury opposition and that Pluto square might get ugly, but also might turn out to have been much-needed purgative experiences. The hidden power of a crisis is that it's also an opportunity for deep transformation and personal growth. Just make sure you have these purifying and cathartic conversations offline, away from that Mercury opposition's public eye. Those of you artists and writers out there may actually gain deep insights from this full moon, especially if you can balance the competing forces of Mercury mind, Pluto subconscious, and Moon intuition. Dazzling creativity could be the result of successfully solving this puzzle, so do your best to channel this intense energy into something beautiful and constructive. If your story or art project happens to be about romance, you're in luck, because also on Thursday, Venus and Mars form a conjunction, increasing your desire and appreciation for physical and emotional intimacy. Any creative endeavor thrives at this time, especially those of a physical nature, like dance, theater, sculpture, or performance art. Don't have a project you're working on right now? No worries. Even day-to-day things like redecorating your home or planning a party can be informed by this potent conjunction. So don't be shy about following your instincts to make everything in your life a little more attractive. It almost goes without saying that if you can avoid falling into full moon Mercury-Pluto drama, Thursday could be a great day for love in all its forms. Stay firmly heart-centered and you might just end up attracting the intimacy you've been seeking. This week is stacking up to be a bit of a mixed bag, especially with that highly charged Aries full moon. But overall, I have high hopes for most of us, especially in the areas of romance and creativity. Watch for that hazy and introspective Neptune energy creeping in at the end of the week on Friday and Saturday, though. Spirit might come knocking, so make sure you're at home and listening. Do I need to remind you again to stay heart-centered? I didn't think so. Okay, lots and lots happening this week, and I'm sure our non-physical friends have plenty of guidance for us. So let's get to the cards, shall we? As I do in all my readings, I'm going to begin by lighting my little candle for my beautiful spirit kitty Pinky, who was in physical with me until 2015 and was and still is my greatest spiritual teacher. All right, much like last week, so much going on energetically in astrology this week. Well, they gave us a surprise last week. Let's see what happens this week. Last week's energy overall in astrology looked pretty heavy, but the reading was pretty amazing and uplifting and encouraging. And yeah, I'm excited for this week's reading too. Those of you who have been following my readings so far know that I like to begin by turning this lovely angel tarot deck over and seeing what's on the bottom for our overall energy. Knight of Water, emotional, romantic, enthusiastic, and contemplative. Falling in love or wedding proposals. The need to balance emotions, an invitation to a social event. Well, yeah. This week definitely feels like it's got a lot of kind of love-based, romantic, but it's very highly charged, all of it. Yeah. That Aries full moon, that craziness on Thursday. Wow, last Thursday was crazy, and this Thursday is crazy. But the Knight of Water showing up as our overall energy is very, very encouraging. He's a very soft, loving. Water cards are all about the heart, matters of emotions, and definitely very romantic in nature, this card. This card is always reminds me of, you can see here, he's on the surface, charging toward us, very heroic, but on the bottom here, below the surface, is this lovely hidden treasure that he has yet to find. And it signals to us that some hidden gift is waiting for us this week, whether that be that new romance, or those of you who are in relationships, exploring more intimacy, just like I was saying in the astrology section. Yeah, there is definitely this need to balance emotions, those opposing energies that we're dealing with, that those tough yeah, especially on the full moon, the Mercury opposition and that Pluto square, that is pointing to this need for us to balance our emotions and possibly have those hard conversations with people who are close to us, and in the end maybe come out in a better relationship or with a better understanding of each other. Yeah, those of you who are, looking for that, remember what I said about that if you're planning a party, maybe some of you are planning parties, and some of you are going to receive invitations. Lovely. Let's see where this reading goes. I'm very encouraged by that overall energy because the week has some potential, awkwardness in it. But if there's love underneath everything and we all stay heart-based, who knows? We could be rewarded with that surprise gift, like that chalice in the card. All right. I am shuffling in this very intuitive, loose style that allows cards to pop up of their own accord. And I'm doing this in preparation for my quick cross spread, which for those of you who have not been watching up until now, is a spread that I came up with on my own intuitively for my own use and for my own purposes. But I am sharing with you all here for my general readings. Wow, it looks like Spirit is playing a little bit hard to get. The first position for which I am shuffling is going to be the recent past into near future, or recent past into present. I'm skipping. I'm so excited that I'm skipping ahead. This card looks like it's trying to pop out. Great. We'll put it down here. Next position is, in fact, present into near future. The astrology of the last few weeks has been so overwhelming that I don't always know what to expect from the reading. Oh, wow. Looks like we've got 2 for into the near future. Sometimes we do get greedy and we do get 2 cards for one position. All right. Next position is the beginning of a vertical. For those of you who have not seen the spread yet, this is going to be the mind or higher mind, heart, and body or subconscious wisdom of the collective. Lots of transformative energy. I was so blown away by seeing those little baby orbs in my last reading. I have a hard time articulating the feeling that I got when I started seeing them, and I would roll back the video back and forth and go, what is that? It's not an insect. It doesn't move like an insect. I've seen, every once in a while I will get little friends who try to intrude on the reading. Little moth or a little bug of some sort will flutter around, and these were nothing like that. They moved very slow, very steady. One moved right across the screen in a complete straight line, horizontally. And it was just really amazing. I am so grateful after I had a meditation right before that reading, and I was just sitting there feeling really good about the reading, really excited, and asking Spirit to just come in and help me to make it the best reading ever. And wow, did they deliver. Just seeing those 2. Okay, these. There we go. This one. Heart position. And for body subconscious. As an intuitive or a psychic, you'll always get, nudges from Spirit in lots of different ways. And those of you who are connected and synchronistically minded know that the universe talks to you in all sorts of ways. It'll send you, say, a billboard that you feel like is talking directly to you, or you'll open a book to the right passage and it'll feel like it's addressing exactly the question that you have in your life right now. Or a friend will say something and it will remind you of a person that you love who has passed on. And these are the ways that Spirit likes to talk to us. But you're always craving that more, I guess, supernatural or more definite confirmation. And yeah, having that happen was just so, I have such great gratitude for that. Let's see here. The position now I'm shuffling for is for our, this one, just here. For our spread is what can help us on our journey, whether that be spiritual, mental, emotional, or physical aid. Last position is what many people like to call the outcome position. I like to call it the highest probable direction we're all going to be moving based on our overall energy. Because, as I like to say, as I don't like to say, I don't believe that anyone can predict the future, because we are all creating it from moment to moment. We're all divine beings, and we're all creating our life experience through attraction. And therefore, no one can say what your future will be for sure, because you're deciding that. However, there is a probable direction that we're all going to be moving, and whatever comes out in that outcome position, we all have a choice as to whether that occurs or whether we can change it. Here we go. Past into present. 6 of air. All right. Things are looking up, everyone. The end of a difficult situation. You may be taking a trip. All right. A lot of us have been going through that transformative Pluto retrograde, crazy alchemical energy, and it's been rough. Actually, there have been lots of really rough astrological aspects in the last few years. And this is not just for some of us. This has been for us as a collective, as a human family. There's been some rough stuff in the last few years. But in the recent months, it's gotten even more intense in the months leading up to and through the total solar eclipse in August. And after that, the astrology just got so crazy and fast that some of us, our heads are spinning. We're just trying to wait to catch our breaths and process all of it. This 6 of air is pointing to the fact that we may be getting that chance. We may be getting the opportunity to process all of that. And for some of you, it may involve taking a physical trip. For some of you, you may be taking a trip within to go inside. Those last 2 days, Friday and Saturday, where we have some of that Neptunian energy hanging around, where some of you are going to get really psychic and be going inside to process all of the recent events and recent personal events that you've been through. 6 is a number of love, which is a very uplifting and encouraging numerological sign for this card, even though it seems like, difficult situations. Maybe you've been involved with family stuff. Maybe some of you are going to be having those awkward conversations with people close to you this week, or really feeling the pressure to express things that you've never expressed, hurts maybe that you've never been able to talk about. This is pointing to this idea that it's going to be a positive experience in the end. And it looks super scary because you can see this unicorn's in this boat, gliding away from what I like to think of as the crazy makers or the crazy making energies in life. But you can see there's a precipice here. There's a scary looking edge over which he or she is going to go. And this difficult situation, it may end up with a really kind of violent, cathartic event, and then possibly still waters after that. This is definitely the feeling of this card. 6 clues us into that because it is the number of love. It also clues us into the totally important need that I think I stressed like 4 or 5 times in the astrology section of we need to stay heart-based. We need to be focusing on what our heart tells us, what we really want out of life, and what we truly care about. So this is a good place to be. End of a difficult situation. I'm sure many of you are really, really excited to hear that. So yes, they gave us 2 cards for this position. I'm going to draw the one that got laid down first. The Emperor, Archangel Michael. Organization and logic, structure and discipline, leadership. Yeah, last week's was talking about needing to be a leader too with that King of Fire. This is a foundational card. 4 is a number of foundation. I always like to say when you have 4 legs on a table or 4 posts holding up, say, the foundation of a house, you feel this very solid foundational energy. You feel like you can rest your weight on this. The Emperor card is definitely a card of authority. This is speaking to powers in your life, non-physical aid, great. It almost feels like, it always feels like a great fatherly energy. This is a card that's often linked to the sign of Aries and also to the planet Jupiter. So we've got that Jupiter and Libra energy hanging around with, remember the Uranus-Aries opposition? That's not going away anytime soon because these are big, slow-moving planets. And this card reminding us that we still have that energy hanging around us, looking over us like a kindly father figure, also encouraging us to take our authority in the world. And to do this in an organized fashion, in a fashion that makes it real and tangible. So many of you are putting into action those projects, those dreams that you have. Anything that you want to do under this type of energy is super favored. And this is that, we were talking about it a lot last week, this need for you to shine in your own sovereign way, and yet be a good steward for everyone else. A true leader. And this also reminds me of that strength card that we got in the beginning last week, where a true monarch or a true leader takes care of everyone, but knows their own power. And this is really wonderful to have many of you moving into in the very near future, if not now. Let's see what the second card is talking about. The 7 of Earth. All right, seeds well planted, a temporary pause in action, unnecessary worry. Those of you who have been wondering, just like last week, where's my stuff? Remember the Page of Earth and the Queen of Earth were showing up to talk about the fact that even though we had some trepidatious energies hanging around in our root level, they were there to reassure us that your stuff is coming. All of this spiritual development that you've been doing is paying off in great ways. And it was funny because we had air, fire, and earth on the board last week, and I was saying possibly we'd get some water in this week, and we did. We began with the Knight of Water. So, and knights, I should have said in the beginning when I first drew the overall energy card, and the Knight is a court card, and so that could signify someone coming into your life to bring you good news. Or to help you with some sort of emotion-based endeavor. It could be a water sign, like a Pisces, Scorpio, or Cancer coming in. Yeah, but getting back to the sign of Earth, or 7 of Earth. I'm trying to go back in time and re-pull that Knight of Water card, and yeah, energies are getting mixed up. 7 of Earth. Yeah, this is our lucky 7. 7 in numerology is a number of incredible fortune. And like I like to say, the 7-pointed star, unlike say a 6-pointed star or an 8-pointed star, is incredibly hard to draw. And so I call it the secret star or the secret 7, your lucky 7. This number that reminds you that you have this kind of secret superpower that is going to manifest after this temporary pause in action. Those of you who are still worried, where's my stuff? When's it coming? You don't need to worry. These seeds have been well planted. Yeah. So this energy of mastery coming in, this beautiful, possibly water sign person coming in to help you with your life. Yeah. Or aspects of yourself that are like that water sign coming in to help you manifest whatever this new beautiful project is. You are all on the right track. The guides want you to know it's coming. Don't worry. Okay, mind or higher mind. Okay, the star. Archangel Jophiel, happy times. Make positive, optimistic, long-term plans. You are on the right path. This card she is like my own personal guardian angel. I personally am an Aquarius. This card is often linked to the sign of Aquarius. You can see this by her being the water bearer. She is dumping this beautiful water on both land and into water, signifying her mastery of two realms. You can see this beautiful, abundant landscape that she stands in, that she is, fertilizing with this beautiful water, divine, emotional, heart-based nourishment that she brings from these magical vessels that never stop. This star you can see is an 8-pointed star, and numerologically this 17 reduces to an 8. And so this card is the number of just good fortune on all levels. You can see this is kind of like the compass rose. You see all directions formed with this star, east, west, north, south, and then the diagonals also. So it's a sign of mastery in all directions. And I'm very fond of this symbol. It follows me around a lot in my life. Jophiel, the angel of beauty. It really speaks to that energy this week we're going to have, where those of you who are going to be inspired to somehow beautify your lives and make your lives more attractive. And all of that sort of charisma and just beautiful energy that is going to be surrounding you and removing obstacles for you. That Venus-Mars conjunction, that really feels like that too. Yeah, gorgeous. This also reminds me of Jupiter also hanging out in the middle of Libra. Right now, it's hard to explain, but the constellation Virgo is hanging out near the sign of Libra, and the star of fortune, Spica, also hanging out sort of in the middle near Jupiter. And when you have the Emperor Jupiter, Big Daddy Jupiter, and the star of fortune playing very close together in the heavens, it's just, and this has been this way all summer. Jupiter's been hanging out with Spica all summer. And I don't often mention fixed stars like Spica in my readings, just because once you get into the whole fixed star astrology stuff, it gets very confusing very fast because there's so many stars and they mean different things. But Spica is my own personal lucky symbol, and Jupiter hanging out near her has great personal significance for me and has triggered a lot of my own Pluto retrograde transformation. And so these two coming together in a reading is just really personally significant for me. And for those of you who have been going through deep transformations, realize that you have had both a divine masculine and a divine feminine overseer of this entire process, hanging out basically in the middle of the sky, to help guide us through this fortunate transformation where we've all planted seeds and they're about to come to the surface and bear fruit. Beautiful. The star is also one of those just lucky cards. When she's at the top of a spread, it's almost like nothing can go wrong. I mean, yes, things can go wrong, but everything that does go wrong will turn out for the greatest good. It's literally the lucky star. Yeah, happy times. You're on the right path. Wow, so exciting. I also have to mention that this card has been following me around in all of my personal readings, pretty much all through summer, and now she's here in the general reading for fall. I'm so very, very excited. Heart card for the collective. 3 of water, a celebration, a wedding, graduation, or birth announcement. The need to have more fun. All right, perhaps this celebration is what the Knight of Water was coming to tell us about this invitation to an event, possibly wedding proposals for some of you. What a beautiful time of year to have weddings. Those of you who are celebrating weddings, congratulations. And wow, so happy. This 3 is this beautiful divine number of creation. This occurs when a divine feminine and a divine masculine aspect come together to create something new. And whether that's an actual child, progeny of some sort, or whether it's like-minded people coming together to create some beautiful creative endeavor, whether that's a company or a new paradigm or a piece of art or anything beautiful and creative and productive, just like I was talking about in the astrology section. Those of you who are of a creative bent have great potential to take that Aries full moon and really make something great out of it. Wedding, graduation, or a birth announcement. It might not be, it might be a real child, but it also might be the announcement of your new creative endeavor. The need to have more fun points to that thing I was hammering on all through the astrology section about needing to stay heart-based, and how much more definite could it get by this water card, which is all about emotions and heart-based energy and complete creativity. The 3 of water showing up right in the heart position, and the guides are just letting you know, definitely stay heart-based this week, because you want to be at home when fortune comes knocking in the mind or higher mind. And if you focus on what feels like joy, what feels like fun, what feels like bliss, Source is made of joy. Source is made of love. Source is made of bliss. All types of joy are connected to all other types of joy. So if you have more fun in your day-to-day life and you focus on that, making that your highest priority, whatever it is you have to do. I know that some of you have lingering obligations and things that you haven't figured out yet, because there's a delay right now, how to transform into this joyful, abundant, eternal wellspring of bliss that you have inside you and at your disposal at all times. You haven't figured out how to transform that yet, but they're giving you a clue. You need to have more fun. You need to transform whatever it is you're doing, whatever, even these old obligations. If there's some way that you can change the way you're looking at them to possibly have more fun, possibly turn them into a game. Say, hey, or make plans to change things, plant seeds to change things. And as long as you have that plan and you're looking forward to those seeds bearing fruit, the things you might be doing that were previously a drag might be more fun, because at least you're working towards something. This is really a clue to that chalice. There it is, the treasure that is going to come out of this beautiful creation that is going to come out of your balancing of your emotions, just like the Knight of Water was talking about. Balancing of your emotions, getting more heart-based, on purpose thinking about things in a way to say, how can I have more fun? And to arrange your life in a way that prioritizes that. Maybe some of you have never done this before. Prioritize your life so that you do have more fun. Ooh, this is very exciting. Body subconscious wisdom. Renewal. All right. Archangel Jeremiel. Review and evaluate a favorable assessment of the facts. Time to move in a new direction. This, I believe, is the judgment card from traditional tarot. This is that card of coming out and standing on your own 2 feet, standing up for who you really are, showing the world who you really are. And this person in a position of authority, being able to see you clearly, and you being unapologetic for who you are. This again feels like that Uranus-Jupiter opposition, and a lot of the crazy Pluto energy that's going on, and just needing to stand up for how you really feel. And that might be difficult because you might not want to come out in front of the people who are in authority over you in your life. possibly parents, possibly teachers, or maybe a senior, a boss figure at work, coming out and saying, hey, this is who I am, this is what I need, and maybe some of you will be making those family commitments. This also feels like wedding, right? Beautiful. Yeah, this being in the subconscious wisdom position really gives me hope, because that Eight of Air has been hanging out there for the last 2 readings, and this has changed now. And that makes me really excited for some of you. 20 reduces to a 2 numerologically, and it's this lovely number of partnership. Perhaps those partners, or that community, or that new sense of camaraderie, soulmates, have shown up in your life. Remember all those court cards that were showing up in last week's reading? This card feels like some of you may have found your brotherhood, and now can stand up in front of the wider world and feel supported, because you found soulmates of a type. Beautiful. Yeah, this time to move in a new direction. Many of you have got that reinvention. Remember that awakening card that kept hanging out here in the beginning, in the last couple of readings? This awakening seems to have sunk in for many of you, and now you're ready. You're ready to stand firmly on your own 2 feet and move forward. Great. What can help you as you're moving forward on your own 2 feet? Strength, back from last week. I love this. Archangel Ariel, great inner strength, released harsh judgments, forgiveness, and compassion. This card was our overall energy for last week, and now is showing up in this help position. So she's still with us. This is this beautiful, again, afterglow of that Leo golden cat energy of the total solar eclipse in August. The theme of that gateway, 11, is our first master number, major arcana. It does not reduce to a 2 like the renewal card does. It stays in 11, but it is this wonderful master number of personal awakening, just like that awakening card that we had last week. Personal awakening and going through some sort of gateway and making a decision, moving in this new direction, and doing it with strength. And what was really great was the inside joke last week was, again, this whole Jupiter and Libra feeling, because the Strength card and the Justice card are often reversed depending on what system of tarot that you're looking at. The Justice card is the 8, and I believe in this system of tarot, but the Justice card is usually the 11 in other systems of tarot. And you can see this in this kind of pillars of justice. Usually the Justice card will have these 2 pillars in it that look like an 11, and you will also see the scales of Libra, signifying the balance and the even-handedness that the Justice card needs to convey to us. And this Strength card, not only does it feel very balanced with her wings spread out on equal sides of the card, this pink halo and the pink glow around her shield point to these 2 aspects of her being very, very heart-based. She's very loving in her authority. She also does have a sword, that's true, and she rides this beautiful golden tiger, and she's got a lot of strength, and she's a warrior, and she's willing to use that strength if she needs to in a warrior-like way, but also in a very heart-based, justice-based way. And this card always has that echo of that Justice card. Ariel is the protector of the whole planet, not just humanity, but every living thing on the planet. You can see the globe of the planet and these doves of peace down here, and all sorts of beautiful blooming greenery. She reminds us that our responsibility as divine beings, as emperors and divine feminines, and as humans on this planet, is to take care of the entirety of the planet. And in order to do that, you need great strength. You also need great strength to stand in front of authority figures and be judged, and to move into this new direction after that awakening that you had, and to take your own authority as a sovereign being. And yet, just like Jupiter in Libra versus Uranus in Aries, and this full moon in Aries asking us to figure out our stuff, to have that inner strength and to realize that you must balance this us versus them. You must balance this what do I want versus what does the planet need, or what does the collective want. And she is here in help position to remind us that we are not only powerful but compassionate, and to release harsh judgments. Sometimes this forgiveness and compassion can be the greatest catharsis. This Thursday is going to be really interesting for those of you who really do have a lot of Pluto subconscious stuff that you have not expressed yet. And this card is pointing to the fact that forgiveness and compassion may be your greatest weapons, except they're not weapons, they're forgiveness and compassion. It's a dichotomy in a card. She's a warrior, but she forgives and is compassionate. It's almost like a spiritual koan designed to sort out your brain so that your higher mind can come in and show you how to be. Lovely. Okay, outcome position, or highest probability, as I like to call it. The dreamer. Metatron is back to let us know that we need to take a leap of faith, we need to follow our dreams, and there's going to be unexpected opportunities. This is why these types of readings are why I always look at the astrology of the week. Looks kind of daunting, especially on that full moon in Aries. But the full moon in Aries, even though it has that crazy Mercury opposition and that Pluto square, and it looks super scary and like, oh wow, like all of these bad aspects may be coming up. What also can happen with that Pluto energy, and myself personally, I've always been friends with Pluto. I really have. A lot of astrologers talk about Pluto as being this kind of scary, obsessive, controlling, shadow side, dark, way too intense, energy in your life. And it always feels like Pluto and the dreamer, like the devil and the dreamer, are related in some way. That all the positivity that can happen is part of a continuum. So you see this beautiful ring, which is the symbol of the zero here. This 0 point energy of source. This ring, like the Ouroboros, like the snake that eats its own tail. Where's the end and where's the beginning of this ring? If we take the spectrum of all things that exist, and we take the good things on this side and the bad things on this side, and we connect them to make a ring that doesn't have an ending. It just keeps going. You have this spectrum, light to dark to light to dark to light to dark. And where do they end? And where does the evil suddenly flip, binary flip, and turn into the good? I know this is kind of an advanced concept for some of you who may be going, what is she talking about? But I just want to say that this whole Pluto stuff that's informing this full moon has the greatest gift hidden within it. And that's that leap of faith, that ability to see that if you forgive and have compassion for the darkest aspects of yourself and of others, you gain access to the great secret, the 0 point energy of creation. This dreamer card is always, I believe, linked to the planet Uranus. Here you can see, maybe you can't see, but it's very tiny. It's the Uranus sign on his lapel. And this is, again, that Uranus Jupiter opposition. The two have shown up here to let us know that they're still informing the energy. that even though the exact day where the aspect was mentioned has passed, they are still informing this energy, and this is what we need to be thinking about and balancing right now in order to get this beautiful power to have happy times and get what we want and get these unexpected opportunities. This idea of kingship versus innocence. This idea of responsibility for the collective versus just me on my own path. So amazing. And the fact that Pluto, the Lord of Transformation, is bringing all of this about, all of these things moving forward in a cycle. And Metatron coming back after being with us for several weeks in a row. The Chariot card's not here. It would have been like week, 6 that the Chariot card came back, but he's back again as the Dreamer to let us know that this week we have an incredible opportunity to balance all of these seemingly opposing energies, these seemingly scary things, and maybe the greatest pain that we need to talk about, that we need this strength for. But if we can get through it with forgiveness and compassion for both self and others, we will have the 0-point energy of Source, and we will get our stuff. We will have renewal. We will be a new being. I am so excited to see all of this. Look at all these major arcana on the board here. Just all surrounding this heart, all surrounding this secret of the need to have more fun and to celebrate things. You know, this may not be an actual event. I mean, those of you who are getting invitations to an event, yay. For those of you who are not seeing literal invitations to events, this is a celebration that you have here in your heart. And once you are able to do that, once you're able to look at things through the lens of celebration and have fun with things and create through that divine power of 3, then you have this amazing cadre of major arcana angels who are just pushing you forward to let you know that the probable direction you're moving in is to become this divine child of the universe who, I've said this before, who walks forward without fear, has this lovely happy dog next to him, and that we all need to model ourselves after, this happy dog that has more fun and takes leaps of faith because they know that the path is going to come up underneath their feet, because non-physical and all of these beautiful supportive energies are making it so. If you expect good things, you will have unexpected opportunities. You follow your dreams, you're going to get all the things. You can see the reflection here of this round 0 shape in these seeds planted on this wonderful tree, these golden globes full of abundance. So this is airy, fairy, metaphysical, theoretical stuff, but it's also real, earthly, as this Earth card wants to tell us, earthly stuff. And just like the Queen of Earth and the Page of Earth were telling us last week. Beautiful. I'm trying to think if there's anything that needs to be clarified here. I think the only thing that feels trepidatious maybe is the 6 of air, but it does say that things are looking up and it's the end of a difficult situation. Some of you might be taking a trip where you will maybe go to a wedding or have a celebration, graduation or birth announcement. Wow. Yeah, I'm not really feeling that this needs much clarification. There's so much going on here. We've got the Star, we've got the Emperor, we've got Strength, complete renewal, which is pointing to this constantly cycling Ouroboros creature that we are. We're all in cycle. We're all in process. And every time we go through a difficult situation or difficult period of our lives, this also feels like that Pluto direct energy that's going on now. This is the first full moon that's coming after Pluto goes direct, which means that, like Pluto, this full moon might look scary on the outside, but be just a big teddy bear on the inside. And once you approach without fear, you may be very rewarded. Those of you artists, this is definitely, the Dreamer card, definitely connected to you, you starry-eyed creators out there. The star is with you. Beautiful things going on. Yeah, I don't really feel that much need for clarification, because this is old news right here. Okay, so much magic on the board. What shortcuts shall we do? There was a lot of sort of love and romance and, intimacy happening in the astrological section. So I'm going to do my first shortcut with these lovely Romance Angels cards by Doreen Virtue. And first step in my shortcut process is I just turn the deck over to see what's here. Oh, wow, everyone. Forgiving and learning. As you release and heal the past, you experience more love in your present moments. Yes. What was Ariel saying? Forgiveness and compassion release harsh judgments. Yeah. This is that thing that when Pluto dredges up that old stuff that we feel pain about, that we need to, and we had that Chiron stuff going on last week too. Those of you who had that hard stuff from the past. You cannot feel love if you're carrying around anger or hatred for others. It just sucks all your energy out of you, and it does not allow you to have more fun in your life. Yes, we are infinite powerful beings, but here we're just a little tiny part of that which we really are, and that little tiny part just does not have all the energy all the time. And so if you're spending all of your energy worrying about the things that happened in the past, you are not open to the things that could be happening in the future. You don't get to see these new opportunities, unexpected opportunities. If you're turned around backwards, remember what I said in the astrological section about Neptune possibly giving you some really neat spiritual insights at the end of the week. And if spirit comes knocking, you better be home, right? Look at these angels trying to get his attention. He's not even looking or listening. Yeah, forgive and learn. Yeah, and this could create this renewal, this review and evaluate, and moving forward in a new direction. Once you drop that weight, you can move forward really quickly, getting away from that old stuff. Beautiful. I'm going to cut. Oh, interesting. Okay. This is talking about past life relationships and that you may have known each other before. Remember how in the astrological section, some of you who are seeking new relationships may end up possibly finding new romance during this Pluto, very heavily Pluto aspected week. Pluto is highly connected to karmic relationships. So just make sure whoever it is that you're meeting this week, that you know that possibly you two have known each other before, and that you're here to work out old stuff, maybe learning to relate to each other in a new way that you didn't last time. And, it's funny, people talk about past lives, and really, because there is no time, once we get outside of this human game, this earthly game, there is no time. Past lives are actually concurrent lives. They're all going on at once. You can see all the stuff going on around the dreamer, just kind of all going on at once. I like to talk about past lives as if they're concurrent lives that are going on right now. This is why sometimes some of you have insights. Sometimes you get deja vu, like something's happened before, or you kind of know something and you don't know how you know it. And this could be leaking in because of Neptune stuff going on this week. Oh my goodness. So much Neptune undercurrent energy. There are like minor aspects that are going on with Neptune all this week. And still some opposition energy going on with some of these other planets. And Neptune is a big player right now. And it's this very psychic, very spiritual connection, and could be causing a lot of feelings and emotions and sometimes memories that you don't even remember happening in this life, or weird dreams. Weird dreams, if any of you are having weird dreams right now, that feel really real. And you could be connecting to a concurrent lifetime that is going on right now. And all these lives are designed for us to work out problems of being. We all come here and we all get different limitations. We all get different life purposes this time around versus maybe another life. And we're here to, like this dreamer, explore the path that we've been given, whatever is in your own chart. And when you meet these karmic relationships from other timelines that you are living in, it really feels like you almost instantly recognize each other. And so this is a clue in for those of you who are going to meet those Pluto partners and to whom that you have great karmic relationships. Make sure that you are heart-based. Make sure you're remembering to forgive and learn from past life or concurrent life experiences. And make sure that, like I said in the beginning, make sure you enjoy what is good. And then if possibly the two of you have finished learning lessons, know when it's time to move on. Yeah, Spirit wants to relay that. I'm going to cut. Okay, all of you. You deserve love. You are lovable. This is, This is good in general to remind yourself of, because a lot of you, especially from last week, we're going through those Chiron aspects. We're going through those, that kind of hard Venus stuff last week where you didn't even feel like you deserved to voice what you wanted or what pain was going on with you. And especially this Aries full moon is going to bring that up. Also, Saturn is hanging out in Sagittarius right now. And you've got this very Sagittarius energy, or Cupid, you could look at it like that, or any of the archer goddesses here. But Saturn being in Sagittarius reminds us that, like, we sometimes can forget, because Saturn is that planet of rules and obligations and karmic stuff too, like all the stuff that we're supposed to do. And sometimes that can get crystallized into this kind of stern ego force within us. This, you deserve love. This is 100% where you start. You are the beloved child of the universe. And know that you deserve what you want. You deserve love. And those of you who are seeking it this week, or who are reigniting existing relationships, just know that you deserve love. The relationship you're in right now, or the one that you may be starting, may have some sort of karmic lesson in it that you need to learn. And it all points to this need, just like the Strength card is saying, to forgive and learn. And as you do that, you have more fun in your heart. You have the blessing of heaven, the stars and the Emperor shining above you. You are more able to stand on your own 2 feet, believe in the relationships that you do have, because you find yourself deserving. Whenever you find yourself deserving, you also attract better partners. You attract better reflections for yourself. And the more you love yourself, the more that person who is reflected into your life also can reflect back love to you. And it becomes a more stable relationship. And then maybe, possibly, if you are here to spend the entire life learning a new lesson together, you go through forgiving, you learn, and you both can realize through your reflection with each other that you are divine source. That in the end, you'll go home to source and you'll realize you're one with each other and you never were separate, and you'll be together forever. with your soulmate. How wonderful is that? Lots of interesting kind of esoteric, theoretical stuff coming up in this reading, and I hope those of you who are just joining me can keep up with this. It's a lot to process at once, and if you can't, if your brain isn't keeping up and you're not processing all of it, just know that a lot of this information that the guides give makes sense on an energetic or emotional level. Maybe you'll just listen to the sound of my voice and you won't understand consciously what I'm talking about, but it sounds good and it feels good. It feels relaxing and like it's home and like it's made of love. And hopefully you can hear that. But you'll get it. You will. At some point, all of this will fall together. You'll hear it from enough sources and it will collapse into understanding and you'll have that aha moment. And those of you who are following me, I hope you're as excited as I am, because this love, it's what we all want and it's where we all live. It's home. And I'm so excited for those of you who are finding new love and those of you who are reigniting love this week. Beautiful. Lovely shortcut. Okay, so much going on. What deck to use? I'm gonna use this Energy Oracle from Sandra Ann Taylor for my next shortcut. Just because there's so much crazy energy going on. And there were energy orbs and that was very exciting. Yes. For those of you other tarot readers out there, I feel I need to break and say this now before I do the second one. If you would like to use my quick cross spread or my shortcut process that I am currently using, both of these spreads are available to you through Creative Commons license. I have made these spreads available because I want anyone who sees them to be able to use them if they want, as long as you use proper attribution. How this works is you go to shinyallthetime.com/CC, which stands for Creative Commons, and you cut and paste the attribution information into, say, your video description or your project. You're allowed to use these spreads as long as you attribute them to me and you link to my website, which is www.shinyallthetime.com. And you can cut and paste all of that information from that page at shinyallthetime.com/CC. Awesome. Let's do the second shortcut. Okay. 6th chakra, Archangel Metatron. Wow, guys, he's really still hanging around us every single week for the last better part of a month and a half now, since the total solar eclipse. He's been hanging around with his very esoteric higher knowledge. He is the angel that shows you how to bend space and time to manifest your desires in this lifetime. 40 reduces to a 4, which is again that foundational number, that very solid. It's funny to have that solid foundational number on a card that talks about the 6th chakra, which is your third eye chakra. People think about, chakras as being this kind of airy-fairy new age thing that nobody really understands fully. But to have it linked to such a practical foundational number talks about the fact that this third eye energy, this need to go inside, and what did I say about meditating a lot this week and making sure that you're home when spirit comes knocking, because all those Neptune aspects are hidden underneath these more attention getting bigger aspects that are going on, these Venus Mars things, these Pluto and Mercury things are attention grabbers, but underneath it all there's this soft Neptune sort of, hey, can I come in energy, and it will be focused here in your third eye. And the way to open this up is, like I said, to meditate on a regular basis, to touch the planet, just like Ariel is talking about. Realize that you're a divine being who has a responsibility for stewardship and also a need to connect to the planet. So as you do that, as you go within, as you do your own spiritual work, this third eye opens and you start to get those insights from spirit. You may start to get more bleed through from other lives. You might download, say, skills and creative aspect or creative knowledge from other lives. It's really fascinating once you start actually letting this in, leaving the door cracked for miraculous things to come into your life. And Metatron showing up right here on 2 cards to let us know that it's time. It's time to open yourself up to that kind of thing, because there's nothing to fear. This Fool walks forward without the Dreamer card. I say the Fool. The Dreamer card is the Fool card from traditional tarot, and the Fool is that innocent who walks forward on the path, not worrying about what's going to happen, knowing that the universe loves them and trusting that all is well and that everything will work out for their highest good. And knowing that it is safe to open up to your guides. Look at how many angels are on this board, just waiting to come in and help. All the good fortune that is coming in, throwing cards all over the table. Awesome. All of this stuff that's waiting to come in. It's so magical. I'm really very excited for this. Cutting. Okay. The garden and the gate. Look at this. This is very interesting. I got this hit from some of you about this opening up to spirit and this weird, Neptune energy, spirit's coming and knocking, and, now there are orbs in the videos, and it's weird. And here it is, this walled garden here. This idea that you've been in a safe and known place. And it's pleasant and it's good. And maybe for some of you, you're getting your stuff. And that's really cool. But for some of you, you're feeling this as you go through this renewal process, as Pluto going direct starts to reveal some of the things that you've been learning. You're feeling this need to move in a new direction. It says time to move in a new direction. This is that subtle pull of non-physical. This is that some of you are looking over that garden gate into the wider world and saying, what else is out there? What is beyond the known? Even though what I know is so great, what is beyond the known? And there's always that trepidation of, should I or shouldn't I? You can see her looking. She's like, should I or shouldn't I go out into the wider world? Go into an area that I don't know anything about yet? Should I allow my non-physical friends to guide me into a more psychic, a more connected, a more heart-based way of being? Will it be fun? Or will it be scary? The need to have more fun. But yeah, some of you really are on that edge where you are starting to get all your stuff and things are working for you on a very physical level, but there must be more, right? You've got these beautiful butterflies of spirit flying around. This another 3 here, connected to this number of divine creation. This idea that maybe you have balanced the physical and the non-physical world, and now maybe it's time to take down that gate and be master of both. Be master of both the known, the physical, because it's not like we're going to go wander out there and never come back, or not be able to deal with physical earthly stuff, or not have all the wonderful physical practical things in our lives, but to also be master of this wider world. This is really amazing. This is pointing to that Chariot card that was following us around forever, where you've got the white horse and the black horse, and you need to learn to harness both of them. And that is both physical, practical life aspects, and also non-physical, more psychic, spiritual aspect. It's like, it really is getting an upgrade. You will have not only all the stuff you know and love, but a new, wider world that is seeming to be calling to some of you to move in a new direction. Okay. Oh, here we go. And the secret to all of this, 4th chakra, Archangel Raphael. This is the heart center. The green ray of healing, what we were talking about a lot in the last couple of readings of this need to heal and this need to, green always feels like that very earthly energy, the need to touch the planet. They've been really hammering on that hard in the last couple of readings, that we really need to reconnect to the planet. And doing that is going to make us master of both the garden that we know, the human world that is all controlled by human and ego-based and conscious mind stuff, the stuff where we get practical things done, and the wider world of the planet and the heart and your psychic third eye. This is beautiful. 3 and 8 are another 11. Really, really beautiful. Raphael coming in not last week, but the week before on the Lover's card to talk to us about needing to focus on our health. It's very interesting how they're not only talking about this third eye psychic stuff, but also very earthly concerns. And the secret being in the heart chakra right here. This need to have more fun. Also through the strength card in this 11, this nod to connect to the planet. And that way we will be master of both the garden and the outside world, which is great, the human known world and the outside natural world that also includes what we call the supernatural or the spiritual, and this beautiful spiritual ability, balancing all of this. Gorgeous. I haven't used this energy deck as much, and every time I do, I find it incredibly rewarding. It is just beautiful. Its artwork is beautiful. It's deeply symbolic, and you can get a lot out of the energy that's just coming off of these cards. Very lovingly crafted and well made and appreciated. I'm always grateful when I pull these out. Those of you who would like to acquire any of these beautiful decks for your own use, I do have a resources page at shinyallthetime.com. It is shinyallthetime.com/resources, or you can find the resources page at the top of any page at shinyallthetime.com. If you do purchase a deck through my resources page, a small percentage does come to me in the form of an affiliate percentage, and it helps me not only fund my site, but make more videos like this. A note, you will not get charged anymore. The purchase price does not go up if you purchase through my site, but I do see a small percentage from that. And those of you who do decide to purchase decks through my resources page, I thank you in advance. Okay, I am going to do the Angel Answers card for this reading. Wow, did I mention forgiveness and compassion? Interesting. Look at this beautiful, I don't know how well she's showing up. It's almost like a Kuan Yin or some other beautiful Asian goddess with multiple arms here. Rainbows all around, signifying the divine balance of all of her chakras. We had 2 chakras mentioned here in this reading. I should mention the 2 chakras that showed up in this energy deck shortcut. They're letting us know that we should focus on those. Green stones like, say, malachite, or any green emerald. Those of you who do have beautiful pieces of jewelry with emerald, the emerald ray is famous, this beautiful green color, for being able to connect you deeply to the heart of the planet and to be able to heal you in ways that you may not have expected. Those of you who really do need deep heart healing, seek out green crystals or green stones that you connect with personally, and they may be able to help you if you use them in meditation or in energy healing. You just need to sit quietly with the stone, talk to it, see if you connect with it, and ask possibly Archangel Raphael, who showed up here, to help you. His home ray is the green ray, and so that can help you. Also, Metatron for the third eye. The third eye usually is connected to, say, purple stones, like, for instance, amethyst. So if you are able to sit say with an amethyst stone or another purple stone, which you connect with. That can really help you open your third eye. So them just letting you know that when you go out to do your meditations this week, or you come in to do your meditations for your 15 minutes, possibly working with those stones and working with those chakras may help you to overcome whatever it is, this challenge that you are coming to the end of. Get more heart-centered, have more fun, have more forgiveness, have compassion for yourself and others and for the planet as a whole, for our human family, to realize that we are really all in this together. When we get on the other side, we all will find out that we're all one, because there is no separation and there is no time on the other side. We are living in a game, a simulation, if you will, like a divine simulation, letting us know different lessons that we need to learn as little soul reflections of the one, the great all. And we're here to realize that there is no us and them. There is only us. And the more we forgive others and realize that everyone's trying to do their best to make themselves happy. They really, really are. They're trying to do their best to be happy, and sometimes they get off the path. And just like I was talking about in the astrology section, where sometimes you may have deep subconscious stuff as a result of the Pluto energy that's been really stimulated lately. Pluto's gone direct. There's a lot of Pluto stuff this week. And that kind of stuff getting pulled out of the shadows can be really uncomfortable for some people, and they may want to lash out with not so nice feelings and even blame for other people or hatred. And this need for forgiveness is bigger than ever on this planet right now. We need to realize that everyone who is reacting like that is in deep pain, has a lot going on, and the more that we release our harsh judgments and we have forgiveness and compassion and forgiving and learning, just like the romance angels were talking about in the shortcut. 3 cards now talking about forgiveness. And that means other people, but it also means you. It also means going in and possibly looking and doing some mirror work in the mirror, looking at yourself in the mirror and saying, I forgive you for all those things that you don't like about yourself, for all the things that you think are unworthy, for all the mistakes that you feel like you've made in your life. The more that you can look at yourself into your own eyes and say, I forgive you for fill in the blank, the more you will open up to your own divinity. You can see all the chakras will open, everything will align. You will start to see more magical things in the world. Spirit will be able to talk to you in more ways than you ever thought possible. You will see reflections of your great fortune and how much of a lucky star that you have been born under. You'll be able to realize that you are in the middle of happy times. You can make positive, optimistic, long-term plans because you're on the right path. Because your path, wherever you are walking, as the dreamer, as the divine beloved child, wherever you walk is the right path. And that's inevitably the answer of the 0-point card, is wherever you are is the best place for you. Whoever you are is the best place to be. Whatever you're seeing is the best seat in the house, and everyone else is a reflection of you, and we will eventually all go home to be one. And that's why we need to forgive everyone and ourselves. Because it's like getting a preview of coming attractions. You won't have to wait till you die to get here. If you learn to forgive, you will not have to wait till you die to see heaven. You will see it all around you. And you'll become master of the wider world and walk in the world without fear, just like that garden in the gate card was hinting at. Because there will not be that gate. There will not be a separation between you and them anymore. Wow, what a beautiful and profound download just from one card. But they want you to know, with 3 cards talking about forgiveness. 3 orbs, 3 forgiveness cards, 3 of water. So wonderful. And all the love that is being hinted at by our water cards that we got this week that I was hoping we would get from last week. Gorgeous. I'm so very excited for all of us. This is a very deep reading. Some of you will probably need to listen to it a couple of times to even get what was fully coming through. Some of the concepts, very Plutonian and deep and esoteric in nature. But I'm really hoping that those of you who can hear it, appreciate it, and understand who you are. You know who you are. And you know that it's coming. Whatever the thing is, unnecessary worry, temporary pause in action. Don't you worry. Gorgeous. Just really, really very gorgeous. On that very wonderful and deep note, I am going to do our silly and playful victory reward dice. I always like using these dice at the end of a reading, especially one that's been kind of heavy but you know, this one's really super positive. It's just been really sort of deep. So yeah, let's reward ourselves in a very bubbly and fun and silly way for all of these deep transformation. This is very Plutonian stuff coming through, but it's so hopeful and powerful. Good stuff. I'm going to choose a die. I'm closing my eyes, and which one will it be? Here we go. Hee hee. All right, get a facial, everyone. Remember about that energy that's coming in to make you more attractive? Yeah. Some of you have never had a facial before, especially some of you. I'm going to make a big, take a big leap and guess that some of you guys out there have never had a facial. They're spectacular. They can be one of the most amazing, relaxing, loving, feeling experiences ever because you took the time to say that you're beautiful, to make yourself feel beautiful. Your face is what you show to the world. And how many of you have thought lately of showing it some love? You know, that face that you see in the mirror that I said that you should look in your own eyes and say, hey, I love you, I forgive you. You should do that every day and really mean it. And this face that you show to the rest of the world needs a facial, needs to be pampered a little bit. And then you can take advantage of that crazy, Mars, Venus, and Pluto charisma stuff that's going on this week. And maybe get that intimacy or that new relationship that we were talking about. How wonderful. Yeah. Find a beautiful spa that makes you feel really pampered and taken care of and relaxed, that you can go in and maybe meditate in a steam room or hang out in a hot pool or someplace beautiful. And find a good, talented, highly rated person to take care of that wonderful face that you show the world. How amazing is that? I think it's perfect. I really do. It's very gentle and it shows you how beloved you are. Great. Thank you so very much for joining me for this really deep and transformative reading. Those of you who would like your own readings, I do have a services page at shinyallthetime.com. It's shinyallthetime.com/services. I offer this quick cross spread reading, as well as a lot of other types of readings on different subjects, possibly love, if some of you are looking to connect more on that subject. But or shorter readings if you just want something short and sweet. So check that page out, services page, and I will be happy to serve you in any way that you order from that page. If you have enjoyed this reading, please do give me a like or subscribe to my channel. Doing so helps me raise in the search results on YouTube and helps other people find this information and have this beautiful, uplifting, very deep experience. Thanks so much. Get out there, get yourself a beautiful facial for that gorgeous, charismatic face that you're showing the world this week and for the love that's coming to you. Beautiful. Stay shiny, everyone, and I will see you next time.